77% of small businesses now use AI regularly. 18 months ago, that number was 48%. The other 23%, most of them say AI doesn't apply to their business. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Both groups are mostly doing it wrong, and it's costing them money. I spent 20 years on Wall Street, and I run small businesses today. And I'm going to show you the difference between using AI and using AI like an operator. Let's start with the gap, because it tells you everything. Among the smallest businesses under 5 employees, 82% say AI is not applicable to them. 82%. Landscapers, salons, contractors, retail shops, they hear AI and they picture robots in Silicon Valley. Meanwhile, they're writing schedules by hand, chasing invoices one email at a time, and answering the same question from customers 40 times a week. That's not a technology gap, that's an education gap. And on the other side, Forbes just ran a piece saying small businesses adopted AI faster than they wrote rules for it. One subscription at a time. A little ChatGPT here, a little something in the marketing app there. No plan, no measurement. Nobody can tell you what any of it is worth. So one group thinks AI is not for them. The other group is using it with no discipline. Both are leaving money on the table. Here's how they'd handle that on a trading desk. On Wall Street, every tool on your desk has to justify itself. Every data feed, every terminal, every subscription. Somebody upstairs asks the same question every year. What does this cost? And what does it make us? If you can't answer, it gets cut. No hard feelings, it's just discipline. Now look at how most small business owners buy AI. Somebody at a conference says, you need AI. They sign up for 3 tools, use each one twice, and 6 months later, they're paying a couple $100 a month for apps they can't name. That's not adopting AI. That's collecting subscriptions. AI is not one decision. It's a portfolio of small bets. And like any portfolio, you need to know what each position is doing for you, or you close it. So let me give you the portfolio. There are 3 buckets where AI actually pays in small business, and one of them is where almost everyone gets burned. Bucket 1, the work you already do every week that doesn't need your brain. It just needs your time. Schedules, invoice reminders, review responses, job posts, social media copy, email follow-ups. Every small business has this pile, whether you're running a plumbing crew, a boutique, or a restaurant. This is the highest ROI bucket and the safest place to start because you already know what good output looks like. You've been producing it yourself for years. AI just produces the first draft in seconds instead of an hour. Real example from my world. My weekly content package, every caption, every post, every platform used to eat half a day. Now it's one working session. The thinking is still mine, the typing isn't. I made a whole video walking through the exact workflow, and it's linked above and in the description. And the numbers back this up. The St. Louis Fed found the average generative AI user saves about 2 hours a week, and 1/3 of daily users say it's 4 hours or more. In Thrive's 2026 survey, 6 in 10 small businesses using AI said it saves them $500 to $2,000 a month. You know what your hour is worth? If a tool gives you back 3 or 4 hours a week of grunt work, that's not a gadget. That's a part-time employee for a fraction of the cost. Bucket 2 is the sleeper, and it's where the real money is. Here's a secret about small business owners. Most of us don't skip margin analysis because it's hard. We skip it because it's tedious. Pulling the reports, lining up spreadsheets, doing the math. After a 12-hour day, nobody's doing that. But your business is already generating the data. Your point of sale system knows your sales by hour. Your payroll knows your labor by shift. Your accounting software knows your cost. That data is sitting there, unread in almost every small business in America. AI removes the tedium. You can hand it to AI and ask real questions. Which shifts am I overstaffed? Which product is quietly losing me money? What did my cost do over the last 6 months versus my prices? Let me show you with my own numbers. This is a month of real data from my barbecue restaurant. Sales by hour from the POS. Labor hours by shift from the same system. Watch what just happened. It matched a month of labor against sales, hour by hour. A spreadsheet job I'd never sit down and do myself. I found the shifts where I'm paying people to stand around and wrote the note to my managers with the schedule changes. I read it, I fix it, I send it. That's both buckets in 90 seconds. Analysis I wasn't doing and grunt work I don't have to do. And here's the thing, this isn't a restaurant trick. Whatever you run, your version of this data already exists. Your register, your booking system, your payment app, your payroll. Same exports, same prompt, same answer. And owners are starting to figure this out. Bookkeeping is already the #3 use of AI in small business, 35%, right behind marketing and customer service. The back office is where this goes next. This bucket doesn't save you an hour. It changes decisions. That's worth more than every caption AI will ever write you. Bucket 3, AI that talks to your customers. Chatbots, auto replies, AI answering your phone. Be careful here. Nearly half of small business workers say they worry that too much AI could hurt their company's reputation, and they're not wrong to worry. Here's the thing nobody tells you. As a small business, your voice is the asset. People buy from you because you're not a faceless corporation. The minute your customers feel like they're talking to a machine, you've given away the one advantage the big guys can't buy. So the rule is simple. AI drafts, a human sends. Let it write the first version of the estimate email, the review response, the customer apology. Then you read it, fix it, make it sound like you, and hit send. You get the speed without renting out your reputation. So those are the buckets. Now the 2 mistakes I see constantly. Mistake 1, paying for 5 AI subscriptions and not being able to tell me what any of them saves you. That's not a strategy, that's a gym membership you don't use. Mistake 2, AI doesn't apply to my business. If you write schedules, send emails, price anything, or answer customer questions, it applies. This is the same energy as the owners who said they didn't need a website in 2005 or a POS system in 2010. And remember, adoption went from 48 to 77% in 18 months. The gap between businesses that use this and businesses that don't is compounding. Being late didn't protect anyone then. It just made catching up expensive. Let me put a number on sitting out. If AI saves the average user 2 hours a week and your hour is worth $50, that's $5,000 a year you're leaving on the table. Doing nothing isn't free. It just bills you quietly. Here's the test. One question before you adopt any AI tool and every quarter after. What hour of my week does this give back? And what is that hour worth? If you can answer, keep it. If you can't, cut it. That's the whole discipline. That's the difference between using AI and using AI like an operator. If you want help thinking through where AI actually fits your business, the link below gets you a free strategy call with me. Real numbers, no pitch. I'm Bono. Let's get smart together.